Congratulations, Erica Slezak.
On March 17, Erica Slezak celebrated her 40th anniversary as Victoria Lord Davidson on One Life to Live.
Here's to you, Erica.
You know, for somebody who says that he hasn't played in months, you sure haven't lost your serve.
It feels good to be out, doing stuff. Thanks for dragging me out here, and thank you for losing every set.
You know, you try to be nice to a guy, you let him win a couple, and then he has no pity.
What is... Oh, Todd.
Yeah, our newest member. Check out the suit.
Probably wears a new one every day with the price tag showing so as to impress people.
It's really kind of sad, you know? He thinks just because he inherited millions, he can buy anything he wants, including respect.
So let me get this straight. Victor Lord would buy up competing newspapers just so we could shut them down?
After he'd extracted the best features or columnists and used them to build up the banner.
What a vampire.
Well, let's say he made sure he got whatever he wanted.
Including you.
Actually, yes. I was a young reporter working on the Daily Gazette when he bought it and dismantled it, and he moved several of us over to the banner. I continued working for him for many years. Enjoyable years, I might add.
Good. Because I want you to come work for me.
This just came for you, Senora. Is there anything else you need?
Oh, no, thank you, Carlotta. I was expecting this. I hope this is what it is. Yes. Dissociative identity disorder in America. This is... Oh, wait a minute. Right, gatekeeper personality. That personality whose role it is to be in control of the switching process of one alternate personality to another. So Jean is the gatekeeper, but she's hardly in control. 2 alters got out yesterday. What if Jean can't stay in charge? If Vicky gets out, she'll try and reopen her father's murder trial all over again. And Jean never said for sure that the diary had been destroyed. Vicky has to stay asleep. Jean has to stay in control. By Martin Goldman? Could it be my Martin Goldman? What a brilliant idea.
Oh, Tina's children, they... Honestly, I just hate this. I hate it. Hate it. Just keep calm. Stay in control.
Father! No! Come on, Dad, pick up the mess we made. Look, look. Aunt Vicky already cleaned it up. Thank you, Aunt Vicky. Sorry we didn't pick it up before we left.
That's quite all right, children. Everything's nice and tidy now.
What's that?
What's what?
Behind your back. What is it? What are you hiding from us, Aunt Vicky?
I'm not hiding anything. This is just my overcoat. I forgot to hang it up when I came home yesterday.
It'll get all wrinkled.
Yes, indeed, won't it? And you know how fussy Aunt Vicky is about keeping things tidy.
You didn't used to be.
What? What do you mean, CJ?
You used to let us make a mess. You used to tell Mommy that's what little kids do. It's all right, just let them have fun. But not anymore.
Perhaps that's because you're not little kids anymore, are you? Now is the time to learn to keep things neat and tidy.
We're gonna make a scrapbook for Mommy for Easter. Wanna help?
Oh, no. Your Aunt Vicky is very busy, but you two go on ahead.
You helped us last Easter. You never do anything with us anymore. Why are you mad at us, Aunt Vicky?
So when I saw your name as the author of this chapter in this fascinating book, I just couldn't let the chance slip by. I had to call the eminent Dr. Martin Goldman and see if you still remember me.
Oh, remember you? How could I forget my old lab partner from med school?
Oh, I can hardly set up a slide without thinking of you.
Is that true?
Well, you saved my life in that course, remember?
Mainly what I remember is a gorgeous woman looking at me with these wonderful doe-like eyes and asking for my help. Oh, after that, well, I was your slave.
Why, Martin, I had no idea.
No, you probably didn't. You had the rest of the male student body at Penn to fight off. But it is a thrill to hear your voice.
Oh, thank you. You too.
And it's just amazing that you ran across my chapter on the gatekeeper personality. What in the world prompted you to pick up that book?
Well, I just find the whole subject of multiple personalities or dissociative identity disorder so fascinating. And, well, I just had to call you and tell you how brilliant I think your work is. And I confess, I kind of wondered if maybe I couldn't see you.
Well, I like that even more than the compliment. So, when should we do this getting together thing?
I'm kind of into immediate gratification. Why don't you just drop everything and come on over?
Well, I would love to. What is your address over there?
Really? Oh, wonderful. 202 Lincoln Terrace. I bought the old Saybrook mansion and kind of made it livable again. I am really looking forward to seeing you, though. Are you a coffee or a tea drinker? Or, excuse me, I'm going to have to run. There's a problem with one of the servants or something. But yes, see you later. Bye.
Dorian?
Well, hello, Blair. My goodness, don't you look wonderful?
Well, thank you, and you don't look too shabby yourself.
Thanks. You know, it is so good to see you, and I really am glad that you dropped by like this, but because I am very interested in finding out about your new business and your new husband and all of that, but I am right in the middle of something.
Oh, well, don't worry, this won't take long. I just wanted to bring you something from Todd and me.
Goodness me, Todd, you want me to work for you?
You got it.
Well, I'm very touched, thank you, but there is something perhaps you don't realize. I do have a fine position with a firm in New York.
You're a publisher, right? Got people working for you?
Yes.
Well, why don't you put one of them in charge and you can still come here and work for me?
Well, I thank you for your vote of confidence, but I'm afraid I can't do that. Okay, I'd be very happy to continue advising you about your literary holdings. That is what I was doing for your
I don't want that kind of advice. I know what I want to keep and I know what I want to sell. By the way, I'm selling Independent Woman.
What? No, that's an extremely lucrative magazine. Don't sell that.
I'm going to sell it. I need the cash.
But you see, Independent Woman is a steady source of income. It practically runs itself.
I don't want a business that runs itself. I'm going to run The Intruder, and I need some cash to turn it around.
You're actually planning to run the paper yourself?
Yeah, why not? I'm going to make it into something. I mean, there's no reason why the Banner should be the only newspaper anybody respects in this part of Pennsylvania, is there?
No, I suppose not.
Oh, and don't worry, I'm not going to keep it that same kind of trash that Dorian had. I'm talking about quality here. And I hope you'll work for me.
You hardly know me or my work.
Yeah. I know that Victor thought you were good. I mean, that's why I hired you in the first place. That's why he made you the executor of the trust. And I think you still miss the newspaper business. I saw it in your eyes when you were just talking about it. So what do you say? Want to come turn a paper around?
Well, I'm very flattered, but, No, it's out of the question.
You're saying no to me.
I'm afraid so. Look, I'd strongly advise you not to sell Independent Woman, and I'd also advise you to rethink any idea of becoming a publisher. And without any experience, I'm afraid you'd fail, and rather quickly too. Now, I'm sorry I have to run. I'm late for another appointment. Good luck.
Come on. Quit staring at Todd Manning. Don't let him get to you. He's a jerk.
Yeah, except now he's rich. So he's a dangerous jerk.
Look, come on. Let's go back to Landfair, get those books, and go to the library. Thank you very much.
Well, if it isn't the cub reporter, Kevin Buchanan. Have a pen, please.
Todd?
Hey, well, I guess you've heard from your old man by now that I'm not selling your family the intruder.
Yeah, I heard. Why not?
Well, because I'm going to turn it around. So I guess you boys over at the Banner better look out.
For what? What are you going to make the intruder a competitor?
You got it.
Todd, it's a supermarket rag.
Man, you have got a screw loose, Manning.
Sure, go ahead, laugh. I mean, you and your family may be on top of things now, but you're forgetting something.
Oh, yeah? What is that?
Victor Lord doesn't run the Banner anymore.
So?
So, when the going gets tough, you might just find out what Victor Lord's bastard son is capable of.
What is this? What are you, Victor Lord, return to Earth or something?
Well, we'll see, won't we?
One Life to Live.
I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at either one of you. It's just that this has been a very sad and a very busy time for me. And you see, if I were to help you with your scrapbook, looking at all those old pictures, it might just make me sadder, okay? Where is your mommy?
Oh, she went to her head doctor.
Oh, yes, yes.
Does the head doctor give you shots?
No, no, the head doctor doesn't give your mommy shots, no. And he's not called a head doctor. He's called a therapist. What he does is he talks to your mommy and he makes her feel better.
Good, my mommy wants to be happy. Thank you, little Vicky.
You're quite welcome, children. Well, now, I have many, many things to do. Well, where is Kim? I mean, she is looking after you, right?
Oh, she's in the kitchen with Lois and the cook.
I see. Well, why don't you run on in there and see if there isn't something you can do to help her? There might even be cookies in
Yummy,
there.
yummy, yummy, yummy.
Cookies. Oh, insufferable, sticky children. Keep control. Stay in control. Victoria needs you to be in control. She can't come back yet. Not yet. Maybe never.
Kevin, you gotta quit grinding your guts about Todd Manning.
I got a history with this guy, Joey.
Yeah, well, what I'm saying is you gotta get over it, all right?
Hey, Todd is the one who stood by and let me be accused of a crime that he knew I didn't commit. He was going down. He was perfectly willing to take me with him. Out of spite. He came that close to ruining my life. Not to mention what he did to Marty and to Powell. So, yeah, I see him out, you know, wandering around in his fancy new clothes and driving his new car, acting like he's master of the universe. Yeah, I think it's disgusting.
Well, something certainly has you excited.
Hey, Mom.
Oh, hi, Mom. I'm sorry. Was I yelling?
Oh, no, no. Although it's obvious that Todd Manning can certainly rile you up. What happened?
We ran into him at the club. He's a member now. Can you believe that?
Oh, yeah. Oh, and you know what he said? This guy, he thinks that he's Victor Lord, you know? Returned to rule the earth. What?
He's back.
Yeah, yeah. He thinks that he's Victor Lord, you know? Come back to life or something, and now he's planning to do everything that Grandpa Victor did.
That's what he said, Mom. He told us both. He said he's going to turn the intruder into some sort of paper just like the Banner. Yeah. Can you believe that guy?
Hey, Mom, you know, I mean, neither one of us ever really knew Grandpa Victor, but he wasn't just a ruthless businessman, was he? I mean, he had a vision for the paper, right? I'm sure he must have stepped on a few people's toes, you know, to get his way, but I mean, he wasn't just low-life scum like Todd, was he? I mean, he didn't just go around wrecking people's lives and then not even give a damn.
I don't really want to talk about Victor Lord.
Oh, are you okay?
Don't touch me! I can't stand it. Don't touch me.
Mom? Are you okay?
I'm sorry, Mom. I was just going to give you a hug.
It's all right. I'm terribly sorry. I apologize. I apologize to both of you.
What is wrong with you?
I don't really know. I think that everybody's asking me questions today and asking me to help with projects and to take time out to play. Well, I can't. I mean, I can't do it. Not today. Today is the day I have decided to go back into the office. I'm going back to work.
You know, you don't have to do that, Mom. I mean, Dad has everything under control down
I'm
at the
quite
banner.
sure he does. But I'm going.
Well, Mom, do you think that's such a good idea? I mean, you said that after Sloan died, you weren't going to force it. And
Joseph, I told you that I am fine, and I told you that I am going. I would think that my word has some sort of meaning here, in my own home. Excuse me, my briefcase is upstairs.
What was that? You know, I was kind of hoping that Mom would be getting back to normal by now, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, grief is, it's different every time, Joey.
Yeah, but that's not grief. I went to give her a hug, and she acted like I touched her with a live wire.
Yeah, I know. She's been acting really cold lately. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, like she doesn't seem to care.
Yeah. It's not like her at all.
I'm beginning to think that Mom needs help.
What do you mean, professional help?
Something, yeah. Maybe we should, you know, bring it up with Dad.
Yeah, sure. It's just, oh, man, I hate to mention therapy to her, you know? She's been through so much. Maybe she just wants to let sleeping dogs lie and, you know, get on with her life.
Yeah, well, maybe therapy's the only way.
Yeah, it could be. Why don't we just keep an eye on her for now?
You got that right.
Just what I need. Everyone watching me.
Permiso, señora. Is Mr. Vickers going to be here for dinner this evening?
Not likely, Carlotta. He's gone to New York to do some shopping, so goodness knows when he'll decide to return.
Is everything all right? I mean, the police were here the other day, but they haven't come back?
Carlotta, I know that you worry about me. And I do appreciate it, except don't. All right? Now then, did you make those hors d'oeuvres with the little mushrooms?
Sí, señora, and they'll be ready in 10 minutes. Oh, and las empanadas también.
Oh,
I hope you and your old friend from medical school will enjoy them.
Oh, I'm sure we will. Oh, you check on those hors d'oeuvres, and I'll go answer the door.
Sí, señora.
Muchas gracias.
Wow. Gorgeous, as always.
Oh, come on in. Dr. Goldman. You haven't changed at all.
Well, neither of you. Love your house.
Thank you. Thank you. I'll give you a tour. Later?
I hope so. I hope so.
Oh, can I get you something to drink?
No, not right yet. Thanks. Oh. My. A veritable library on multiple personality.
Yes. I find the whole subject so fascinating, though it is rather heavy reading, considering how long it's been since we were in medical school, or that I've practiced medicine, for that matter. But your chapter, that book, I mean, it's the best.
Thanks. But, Dorian, why this sudden interest in multiple personality disorder?
Just relax and be victorious. Victoria. Hello, everyone. It's so good to be back at the Banner. Oh, it's fine. It's certainly easy enough. CJ, what are you doing in that closet?
Oh, I was just looking for more old pictures of Mommy and Daddy for the Easter scrapbook we're making for them.
Aunt Vicky doesn't ever want you to go in that closet. Do you hear me? There is nothing in there for children.
Yes, there is, Aunt Vicky. Look what I found.
No, you can't have her! You are never to play with this doll! Do you hear me? Never! Never!
Oh, everything's delicious, Dorian. The food, the coffee, that tantalizing perfume you're wearing.
Blatant flattery. I love it.
But I have a hunch that I was not invited for my flattery. You called because you saw my name on that chapter in the DID book?
Yes, dissociative identity disorder. Though it did seem a bit easier when they called it multiple personality disorder.
Well, some people still do. The new title is more accurate, of course.
Of course.
So, Dorian, what's this all about? Why this interest in multiple personalities?
Martin, I need your expert advice. Someone very close to me is in serious trouble.
Yes, there is, Aunt Vicky. Look what I found.
No, you can't have her! You are never to play with this doll! Do you hear me? Never! Never! I should have got rid of you a long time ago. All you do is bring back memories. Memories best forgotten. You are nothing but a toy. You are an old toy. And when people outgrow toys, they get rid of them.
Father, Mother, stop! Stop!
You're a whore. Get out of my sight.
Mother, don't leave me.
No, don't dwell on the past. Don't. Just stay in control at all costs.
What's the matter with you? Do you realize my children are downstairs crying their eyes out because Aunt Vicky went ballistic?
Well, I don't know what your children told you, Tina.
Well, they told me that you nearly bit their heads off. Why, Vicky? What's with you?
Martin, when we were in medical school together, did I ever talk to you about my sister Melinda?
Well, I remember you telling me a little bit about her.
Yes, well, it's become a very sad story. Unfortunately, over the years, my sister has had a history of severe emotional instability. And recently, we've come to know the root of her problems. It pains me very much to say this, but my sister was sexually abused as a child. I did not know this because she herself had blocked it out until recently when someone, well-intentioned but unaware of the consequences, threw this abuse in her face. And Melinda's personality just broke into pieces. It literally fractured. So now her doctors have revised their diagnosis to dissociative identity disorder.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry, Dorian, but You know, this condition is extremely rare and very difficult to diagnose. Perhaps the doctors are wrong.
No, 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 no. They're all positive that she is suffering from DID.
Suffering. It's an ironic choice of words. The fracturing of the personality is actually a very ingenious form of self-protection.
You mean it's good for her?
No, I mean it is necessary. For a child, it is nearly impossible to deal with the horror of abuse. And in some rare cases, she will create personalities outside of herself that can cope with the situation.
But this would happen in childhood, not in later life.
Well, the forming of the alternative personalities would begin in childhood or early adulthood, whenever the stress was too great. But these alters, as they are clinically known, then often lie dormant for many years until something happens when the host is an adult, such as your sister being confronted with the fact of her abuse. And at that point, then the alters are summoned forward to help protect her.
Then all is not hopeless. Because you see, when my sister Melinda goes into one of the alters, the one that calls herself Joan, she becomes very rational, calm. In fact, Joan is able to control all of the others.
That would be the gatekeeper.
The gatekeeper, right. The one you wrote the chapter about in this book.
Yes, you see, the gatekeeper knows about all of the other alters and the secret suppressed abuse that created them. And indeed, the gatekeeper seems distant and unemotional, but in reality, the gatekeeper is driven, dedicated to keeping the host from ever reliving that primal memory.
In other words, the gatekeeper is good.
Well...
Martin, you're the expert. Please, advise me. What can I tell Melinda's therapist? We have to make sure that the gatekeeper never allows the host or the other alters to come out.
It's not like you to bark at my kids. CJ and Sarah, they think of their Aunt Vicky as kind and patient. What's come over you?
All I did, Tina, was remind them of the rules, which do not include playing where it's not allowed. So I would suggest a serious talking to from their mother and a compensating dish of ice cream.
Ice cream? You think it's that simple, ice cream? You didn't just remind them of the rules, Vicky. You scared them. Over nothing. And what, over some silly doll that Sarah found in the closet? Is this it?
It was a gift from my father. Don't touch it! It's old and fragile.
No, that's not all it is. I know why you're so upset about this doll. And I think it's time that you deal with the real reason, right now.
I'm quite sure all this therapy has been terribly good for you, but please do not play amateur analyst with me.
I'm not playing at anything, Vicky. One thing I've learned in therapy, though, is to recognize denial.
Well, I am not in denial, nor was I inappropriately angry with your children.
No. You're projecting your anger at them instead of directing the rage at the real target, which is me.
You?
It's obvious. When you saw Sarah playing with the doll that our father gave you, it dredged up all these complex emotions that you have about Victor and Irene. And let's face it, Vicky, when you found out Victor was my father, you hated me.
Tina, that was a very long time ago.
Oh, but I remember. You were horrified when you learned that you had a half-sister. And when I turned out to be the child of your friend, Irene, and Victor...
All right, fine. I was probably horrified. I might even have hated you for a bit, but we've certainly gotten past all that.
Have we? The way you've been treating me lately. And now with my children, it seems like you still blame me for being Irene's daughter. And after all, she's the one who shattered all your illusions about Victor.
Oh, Tina, please. This is pop psychology. Why, after all this time, would I start assigning blame?
Well, it's simple. You've just been reminded of what kind of man Victor was by Todd Manning. It dredged up all these old feelings and these old conflicts that you have.
Don't be absurd, please. I'm not conflicted.
Yes, you are, Vicky. And it's okay. It's natural to love Victor and hate him at the same time. And the more awful secrets that you learn about...
I do not wish to talk about Victor Lord. Or his secrets, or that awful time in the past. Not now, not ever. Do I make myself very clear?
They had everything,
Here's to the good life.
and she wanted a piece of the pie.
I'll get what's coming to me. And so will Erica and Dimitri.
I don't think she'll rest until we are destroyed.
Will her secret recipe for deceit
This scam that you have cooked up with Kendall about the long-lost letter, you won't get away with it.
give her sweet revenge?
We are on our way to Easy Street.
Or will revealing the truth
Now, you've been planning this with Kendall all along, haven't you?
be the icing on the cake?
Let's teach Kendall a lesson she'll never forget.
All My Children on ABC Daytime.
I must have misunderstood. You want to arrange it so that the gatekeeper personality... what was her name?
Jean. Oh, I'm sorry. It's Joan. Joan. Yes, I want her to stay in control, and I want the host and all the other alters to be buried.
Dorian, this is your sister we're talking about.
Yes, but she's so unbalanced.
Exactly. What you're asking is impossible. Your sister's personality has fragmented into several distinct personas. The gatekeeper is only one of them.
The best.
Perhaps, but perhaps not. Whoever comes out to take charge, well, that is not something we can control, at least not at this stage. Besides, all these alternative personalities are working together to deal with the memories and the emotions that are just too painful for the host personality.
Exactly my point. If the memories are that painful, then don't you need a shield?
No, what you want to do is integrate all of these personalities into the host, or, well, at least maintain a balance between the alters. But, Dorian, if you push too hard, if the stress becomes too great, then anything, an image, a feeling, can trigger the return of any one of these alters at any time.
No, I can't let that happen. Martin, you have to help me find a way to make sure that all of these other alters stay under control.
You scare me when you talk to me that way. It's like you've become so cold and unemotional.
Oh, Tina, please, just because I don't wear my emotions on my sleeve.
But Vicky, I know what troubles you. And I know when you're just not being yourself. It's just... Vicky, don't pull away from me. I just want to help you with all these feelings inside of you, and I want to help draw them out.
Oh, Tina! I think the worst thing I ever did was suggest that you go to therapy. Now, all you have is this half-baked psychoanalytical nonsense.
No, don't change the subject. That's avoiding. If you're angry, be angry at me and my mother and our father and everything that happened the night that you came home from college with your roommate, Irene.
Irene, are you asleep? Where did she go?
This is completely, purely self-indulgent. What's past is past.
No, never. You always carry things with you. At least that's what I've learned.
In your newfound therapy and 6 easy short lessons.
I may not be book smart like you, Vicky, but I know about sex. When you found Victor and Irene together, it did more than destroy your faith in Father. It brought out Niki Smith.
I've already told you, I do not want to go back to that time.
But you never left it, don't you see? It was just left in the dark until Todd Manning brought it out again. He reminded you of what kind of man our father was. Irene was only 18 years old when he seduced her. He might as well have been her father.
Father.
Close that door, Victoria.
I'm sorry, Vicky.
I'm so sorry that ever happened to you. Oh, Vicky, if I could just turn back the clock and go back in time that night and...
Don't touch
touch me.
Victoria, you're not a little girl anymore. You haven't been for a long time.
Don't touch me.
Princess, don't push me away.
Don't push me away, Vicky. I'm your sister. I love you. I just want to help.
Your father. I love you, Victoria.
Please just let me hold.
No!
Oh, Vicky, please. You're close to a breakthrough. Just tell me what you're feeling right now. Don't hold back, please.